Welcome back to the Unplanned Journey podcast. In this 11th episode, we are diving into the inspiring and transformative story of a personal and business coach. Today, we explore the captivating tales of an individual who has embarked on a journey of guiding others through life's uncertainties while navigating their own unforeseen twists and turns. From chance encounters that led to profound insights to unexpected challenges that fueled personal growth, each narrative embodies the power of embracing the unplanned with courage and wisdom. Get ready to be inspired by the extraordinary stories of our guests as we uncover the beauty that lies within life's most unplanned moments. Let's set forth on another remarkable episode of the Unplanned Journey Thriving Amidst the Unpredictable. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the wonderful Melissa Roa, a dreamer, believer, and achiever. Melissa is a passionate and enthusiastic coach who believes that growing your self-awareness and working on professional development are key elements to succeed and achieve any goals. Melissa doesn't believe in luck, but believes in preparation, learning, and developing the right skills to be shown at the time when the opportunity comes to you. So welcome to the show, Melissa, and can you share some more amazing and inspiring background about you?
Wow, thank you so much, Jeevantika, for introducing me so well. It's really hard to add more things to that because you really cover everything. But yeah, basically, given my own journey that I'm going to tell you more later, right? I ended up founding my company, Coaching Close to You, with the aim to support people, right? To go through adversities in life and their unplanned journeys because, yeah, so that's a little bit of me. And everything that I did until today is just based on my own experience, right? And I think that having the possibility and the ability to be in this position is amazing. So I'm really fortunate and glad. So thank you for having me.
Thank you for being on this platform. I really appreciate. So, without any further ado, I'm sure we have a lot to talk about and some amazing stories to hear from you as well. Without any further ado, I would like to ask the next question. That is, can you share a significant story or an unplanned journey of your life that led you to a completely unexpected path?
I'm really glad to have this question asked because this is the way I was put through coaching in my life, right? So I will tell you how I ended up and was completely unexpected. So basically, since a very young age, I was somebody like I was a kid that I always had an opinion. I always had a different perspective. I was very inquisitive, right? I always liked to challenge the status quo, basically, right? And being from Gemini, like my communication skills, they were always very good. So I was not ashamed to ask questions. Like even my mother was always telling me that I was always a different kid. So I'm trying to understand if this was bad or good until today, but it's okay. But back in 2015, I was working in an amazing company with a great culture. They had a very good coaching culture back then. But sometimes when you are in places, not all the departments, they might be so with following the culture, right? So it depends on the leader and things like this. So basically back then, unfortunately, given my way of chasing things or trying to understanding, I always had questions, right? Not in a bad way, but if I don't understand the reasons behind why I had to do something, my tendency is always to ask questions, right? So it might not go along all the time in certain environments or with certain people, right? So unfortunately, back then, I had experience where it didn't went very well with my current manager. So, and I was starting to experience not the best things. So I had a little bit of bullying and persecution, right? But as I mentioned, the company was great. They had a coaching culture and they had a very good partnership with a certain institute where a big chunk of employees, they were attending to the coaching course. And because of this, they at certain point of the course, you need to start practicing, you need to start doing some reports, right? So they were running coaching cycle sessions, right? So you could enroll yourself to practice or to have like the support of a coaching in any matter. So I remember one day, my manager back then, coming to me and saying, listen, I have enrolled you in a coaching session with X person. I really hope you can get some guidance and starting being so inquisitive and improve yourself. I was shocked. And I was, okay, it should be myself enrolling, but okay, fine. I was thinking, okay, right now, if I can stay a little bit far away from you in my mind, right? It would be a perfect opportunity, right? Because back then I was even sitting beside the person, was really complicated. So, okay, I went to the coaching sessions. I was very reluctant in the beginning because I said, okay, I don't know if I could trust the coach, right? It was a new word for me. I didn't know that they create a safe space, that they have like certain rules that they had to follow, right? So I was very reluctant, but it ended up being the most rewarding thing that ever happened in my life, because the person, in a way, tried to punish me, if I might say, right? Sending me through this coaching, but it was the best thing happened because my coach back then, she was an amazing woman. She understood very well the situation. She worked with me to empower me and to give me tools to cope with that at the moment. And I love it so much, and it resonated so much with me that I ended up enrolling on the course and becoming a coach today. And really, I saw that sometimes people don't have the tools they needed to go through life, or they might not even identify certain situations. So because I went through this situation myself, I embraced it and embarked on this journey. So that's the most unexpected journey or plan or thing that happened to me. And it ended up with me today being a coach and doing what I love.
Well, it worked out for the best. Sometimes some decisions we take in life, at those moments, they might look a little bit difficult, a little bit upsetting. But honestly, I do believe that in the future, it turns out for the best. So, how was your initial reaction to this unplanned journey or unexpected twist that happened in your life? And what were your emotions and thoughts at that point?
Well, in the beginning, because if I think about it back then, I was very unsure about what was coaching. Like I was very reluctant because at the beginning I didn't know how it worked, right? So I was very frustrated. But then when I understood and when I saw the effect on me, wow, this was really relieving and opening mind, because I saw a whole new world of possibilities. I felt again under control. I felt that I have choices, that I could do things. So I felt resourceful again, right? So was a moment that changed my life. So it was really good moment. So I always will remember with very loads of care.
Yeah, Ben, I think self reflection is again something that, we every day, it's important in life when you don't know actually what you are doing, what you kept yourself into, that does make a huge impact. So kudos to you for doing all that. And I'm sure, like, with all these unexpected turns, unexpected challenges, there might be some sort of areas or challenge or obstacles that you might have encountered along the whole unplanned journey. So do you want to share any of the challenges that you faced and how did you actually navigate through them?
Of course, yeah. Like because I found in coaching, really in coaching, and later on because I got started on this path of self-development, right, and gotten to know more too. So later on, I even studied NLP, and today I mix coaching with NLP techniques. So because I embraced all this path, right? So this path didn't talk it much with my corporate path. So it was, of course, I could use these skills into my corporate career, of course, and I was doing both of the things. But at certain stage in time, they wouldn't be talking much, right? So one was leading to one way, another was leading to another way. So one of the challenges was first trusting myself, right? Because in the beginning, I remember I was the youngest person in the class when I was doing my training. I was only 27, and I was thinking, like, woman, you don't even have much like life experience, how you will be able to support people, right? So it was a little bit of the imposter syndrome, right? But as I was gaining confidence and everything, and I start to see the positive impact, I was always thinking, how can I do this? My only one job, right? Because for many years, until very recently, actually, I was pursuing two different paths, right? So I was having my job, and I was having my really, I say that's my heart, right? So my passion. And it was really hard to juggle this life balance. So it was one of the challenges, was trying to find life balance. And I had to make a decision, right? And also another challenge was I had to invest in myself. I had to trust the journey. So I was always saying that if I didn't invest in myself and I didn't trust, nobody will. So I opened the company. I opened Coaching Close to You 2 years ago but I never fully dedicated until very recently just to coaching close to you. So opening the company itself as a foreign person in Ireland was something very difficult as well, because you don't know the requirements, you are afraid to do a mistake and this kind of things. So yeah, this was one of the few challenges that we encountered.
And I know, like we have spoken before, I know what you are doing and how things are working out for you and how amazing you are. So maybe do you want to share a couple of unhidden opportunities that you have already discovered in this unplanned journey? Starting coaching close to you is again one of them. So if you want to share an example with us.
Yes, wow. I'm fortunate enough. I unfolded one of the biggest opportunities, because I discovered a whole new world of opportunities with coaching, right? The training I did was in life and business coaching. So I had a very big difficulty, because accidentally another unplanned thing was that I got framed by life and by the customers that were showing up to me as a career coach. And I was like, I'm not a career coach. I'm a life and business coach. I'm both. Like, don't frame it. But when I really embraced it, like the career thing, and when I understood that, of course, okay, let people frame it whatever they wanted, because when you work on career aspects, you are touching life aspects, right? They just don't realize that, because you're working on their self-confidence, you're working on their self-awareness and things. So I said, okay, let it be, right? And because I had my previous experience in corporate in Ireland and being a foreigner, like most of my customers, they're expats. So I said, okay, it makes sense. I understand. So it was really when I embraced this label, is that when I started being, having a bigger niche, right? So I think that sometimes it's important that you get specialized, even though you can do more. But yeah, was embracing the new label and helping people to achieve their dream goals and career goals, basically.
And did any of these change your perspective towards, life or decision making?
Yes, it changed a lot, because back in the days I used to be very, when you're younger and I was in a foreign country, right? I had a big drive for my career. I had to succeed. Like I was always saying, I didn't came from so far to be a failure, right? So I was pushing myself too much. I was trying to control as much as possible things. But when I started all the trainings, and I started to understand that sometimes the most beautiful things, they happen when you are not in control of things, right? When you let go of control and you allow the unknown to happen, like the journey I described it and all the other journeys you are describing here in this podcast, right? So it's so beautiful. So yeah, it changed. Of course, I have a certain nature that I have my drive, but I started being less controlative and trying to let things be more fluid and allowing what things uncover more, rather than me chasing too much things.
Yeah. And I really loved when you said, sometimes the beautiful things happen when you don't control them and just let it flow. And that's all the unplanned journey is all about. So, all this, like behind everything, you need a support, you need a guidance, you need a coach. You yourself are a coach, so you know how important a coach is, a role model is. Did you find any support from others or guidance from others in this whole journey? And if you want to share an individual's name or give an example, and how did this all help you, like all the mentoring helped you navigate through the unknown?
Yes, definitely. Well, I really believe that without support or guidance, I wouldn't be here today, because, of course, the difficulties you find every day, right? Not every day you feel the best, not every day you feel capable, and these kind of things, right? So you need somebody to push you up when you are down. But if I mention one or two names, it would be unfair, because I would say that, for example, in the different stages, I had different type of support. So since the beginning, so the amazing lady who was my coach in the company when I was not even aware what was coaching, Rohini, she was just, wow, unbelievable. Then my mentors, Stephen and Marian. So, but along the way, like this was the early stages, but along the way, I found a network of people in Ireland, like going through the network events and meeting people that wow, this was so rewarding, because I would never expect to have such a support network and people embracing me, my journey, my ideas. And if I need to mention all the names, I would forget somebody, and I don't want to be punished after, but but of course I had support of lots of people, including friends, uh, ex-bosses, people that know me and were reassuring me, right, that this would be a really possible path to me, because you doubt yourself many times, right? You need people
you do.
support every day.
You need somebody to assure you know that whatever you're doing is right. Even though if it's wrong, you need somebody to tell you, you know what, maybe you, if you want to change the idea a little bit of this, you might go a long way. So like myself, I do believe a lot in mentorship, coaching. I run my own mentorship platform called Coffee Chat with Jeevantika, and I've taken more than 300 calls from all over the world. So I've seen how amazing it is that people, this is what is lacking in the market, right? The mentorship, the coach, the allyship, and everything. That is what is lacking. And sometimes people just want to book some time with me and just say hello. I just want to say hello, you're doing amazing job and all that. So networking again is a big thing which comes out of mentorship. And I myself have so many mentors around me, from, everywhere, like, all the fields, personal, and my mother is the biggest mentor again. So I think everybody has somebody in their life who is very closely related in the family, and then they teach you a lot of things. So what lessons did you learn from this unplanned journey, and how did they influence your approach towards your life and the perspective towards your life?
Wow, the lessons I learned was really letting go, not letting go completely, because who knows me will say, Melissa, you don't let so much of go of control, but I definitely changed it a lot through the years, right? So letting go a bit more of control and trying to be more open for the uncertainty, trying to assess the different perspectives, because sometimes when you want so much one thing, you get kind of blind, right? You don't see the other sides of and one particular thing, they can have so many different spots, right? And so one thing that I like is not taking decisions in the spot. I never take decisions in a spot. I like to sleep on it, maybe talk to people who know me well, that I relate to the ideas, that I can discuss and have another points of mind. So yeah, this approach to life, my approach to life changed basically. I don't see things anymore like black and white and that's all, I really see that, okay, what's in there? What else, right? Or I also don't take most of the things so personal anymore, because with the NLP, you learn that there is a positive intent in everything, right? So if somebody makes something or take a decision, for sure there is a positive intent, even though you might not grasp it or you might not understand at the first moment. So you might need certain time. So you need to attach yourself a little bit. So this is what I try to take forward.
Yeah, well, that's a very great advice. I mean, sometimes the sudden and impulsive decision always take you to the wrong path. I mean, I'm not saying always, to be very honest, but yeah, most of the time they would take you to the wrong path, because at that moment we are not thinking. And the idea of pause and think, that's a very important aspect of life today, because even in Microsoft the culture says pause and think. You should not take your decisions all of a sudden. You should not talk about things that you don't know about. Again, half knowledge is dangerous. So this is my last question to you, and the most important probably. For those listeners who may currently find themselves on an unplanned journey, what advice or insights would you give to them to embrace the unknown and make the most out of their situation?
To be honest, I know that might sound a bit like this, most more of the same, but I would say really embrace it, but with an open heart, because I would say that when you embrace anything that you're going through, truly, right, you are open to 50% of chances are that you can be surprised in a good way, right? This is first of all. And then if the place to be the other side, like the other 50%, maybe there is a lesson that you don't know that you need to learn. I really believe that things, they happen for a reason. We might not know the reason in that particular moment. We might just understand why things happen after a while. But yeah, if there is a reason to learn it. So, and try to have fun as much as you can. So to see always things with a certain tone of humor, because if you don't embrace it, then you are doing a disfavor to yourself, because you are angry, you are frustrated, and then it's very hard to you to see the other side of things. So I would say that's my best advice. But of course, it's easier saying than going through. But if you detach a little bit and think about this, maybe you can agree.
Again, pause and think. Embracing the unknown, that's what we say it in here.
Exactly.
But
As hard as it is, but
no, that's true. Absolutely. I agree 200% with you. But again, thank you so much for being a part of this. And as we bring this thought provoking episode on the unplanned journey of a personal and business coach to close, we are reminded of the profound impact that embracing the unplanned can have on our own growth and the lives of those we guide. So, our guest experience have beautifully showcased the transformative power of turning life's uncertainties into opportunities for learning and empowerment. Throughout this episode, we have learned how the journey of guiding others through personal and business challenges often mirrors our own unplanned paths, fostering empathy and enriching our ability to provide meaningful support. Our sincere gratitude goes to our guest, Melissa, for sharing her personal journey and individual insights with us. Her dedication to empowering others and embracing the unplanned has left a lasting impact on our podcast and our listeners. So, as we conclude, we invite you to continue on your own journey with the coaching spirit, recognizing that every unplanned moment holds the potential of growth, connection, and meaningful change. Thank you for joining us on this Unplanned Journey podcast. Stay tuned for more inspiring stories and empowering conversation. Until next time, may you navigate life's uncertainties with grace, wisdom, and the profound impact of a guiding hand. So if you enjoyed today's episode and want to stay connected with us, we invite you to hit that subscribe button or follow our podcast channel. We value your support and appreciate you being part of our community. Together, we can continue to explore fascinating topics, share empowering stories, number of challenges we face, and ignite the spark of inspiration in each other's life. Thank you again for tuning in, and we look forward to having you with us on the next episode of the Unplanned Journey, Thriving Amidst the Unpredictable. Thank you so much, Melissa.
Thanks to you, Jeevantika. It was my pleasure. Thank you.